Hello, I'm Micah Mills, Assistant Athletic Director here at Wilmington College, and welcome to Episode 7 of Inside Wilmington College Athletics with the very own Mr. Ron Combs. Ron, welcome to our show today.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Ron, what year what year are you now here at Wilmington College? Now, what year is
Put
this
me on the
for you?
spot right up there. Love it. I think this is 25 years.
Oh, wow. 25.
For cross country, it's the 25th season, I believe.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, yeah.
That's great. So, and I'll just kind of start there. You can just kind of go at 25 years. Like, what about Wilmington, has allowed you to just stay excited and keep coming back here for 25 years?
Honestly, my athletes.
Yeah.
I just really enjoy working with the kids and stuff, and that's what's kept me going for 25 years, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And they still do to this day. So, I've been really blessed and really lucky to work with a lot of great athletes, student athletes over the years.
That's awesome to hear. And, this weekend obviously is honoring one of your athletes that I know you speak highly of, the late JennaStrong. I would just love for you maybe kind of, to speak about how has her legacy continued to impact your program here in cross country, and if you want to elaborate on who JennaStrong was.
Jenna Parlett.
Jenna Parlett.
We call it the JennaStrong Invitational.
Jenna Parlett, we call it JennaStrong Invitational. Yep. Yes, yeah. I love it. If you would like to just elaborate there a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of, something positive came out of a very tragic event. In 2013, after Jenna had passed away, and it was, I believe, the night before the memorial service we had on campus, I was talking to one of our alums, Chris Lundquist. We were just going back and forth. He said, "Hey, I think it'd be really great if you named the meet after Jenna." And I thought, that's perfect. And the more I thought about it, I thought that's the perfect idea. And then the next morning or next afternoon, I had to kind of address the crowd at her memorial service, and we made that announcement. And it's been amazing. I mean, the meet had grown into something very, very cool before 2013, but it just kind of exploded to a different level after that. I think the first year we had 50 plus teams.
Wow.
I mean, it was like everybody wanted to come and kind of pay the respects to Jenna. And but if it's not the thing I'm most proud of, it's right there in the top couple of the things I've accomplished in my career at Wilmington College. The first couple years we started it, with Jim Bolin and myself, we just got a couple teams, and to grow it into what it's grown into. I remember before the pandemic, I got a text message from the coach at Kentucky asking me if they could come to the Fall Classic, and I thought, that's one of the coolest text messages I've ever gotten.
Right. And
we ended up not having to meet that year and stuff, but I thought the fact that an SEC team contacted me to come to our meet, and that's amazing to me, that they would think it was worth coming to. And but we've had, Ohio State, Toledo, NKU comes every year, Wright State, Ball State. We've had a bunch of MAC schools. We had St. Bonaventure down a couple years ago from New York. It's like, how in the world did they hear about this? So it's truly one of the things I'm most proud of, what that meet's grown into. The fact that some people each year just pencil in JennaStrong Fall Classic on that weekend it's like an untouchable weekend for a lot of schools. Like, we're going to that meet. And it's cool that the environment brings them down. I think there's a lot of things. We've kept the entry fee pretty low over the years. Mike Chatfield, who's one of our alums, does all the timing, does a fantastic job with that, gets out really quick results. Our course is really unique. We run through the woods, we run on the front of campus, we run through the Arboretum. In our own little way, we've brought some notoriety to the Arboretum that, on top of what it brought for itself. Yeah. And whatever reason, for 28 straight years now, we've been really lucky and built it into something really special. Yeah, so this year coming up, I think we have 38 teams participating in it. Yeah, right around 38. The entries actually close at 5 o'clock today. So, but I think right now we're standing at 36 or 37. So. Okay, and so how many athletes does that typically mean
seen we're going to have at an event? Like how many?
Probably be each race, men's race and women's race, 250, 300 athletes, somewhere in there. Yeah,
wow, that's awesome. And you know, at the Division III level, and I'm kind of new to this cross country and things like that, of unpacking it and learning more about it. Is that typical for a Division III style invitational tournament, or?
No, it's not at all. I think we're one of the bigger invitationals in the state of Ohio. The only two I can think of that are near our size in terms of total teams that compete is probably the Oberlin Interregional, which is the same weekend. It's the next day after our meet, and the All-Ohio meet.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's been years where we were probably as big as any invitational in the state of Ohio collegiately.
That's awesome.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know, so talking about our home course, so we have this big meet coming up, and then in a couple weeks we do have the OAC championships here. What are some things that, you know, make our course unique here at Wilmington College that makes it special?
Well, we have a stretch through the woods, I think, makes our course completely unique. It has 2 creek crossings. It's a trail that, quite honestly, is true cross country.
Yeah.
And it's only 600-700 meters, but it just adds to the uniqueness of our course. And then when you come out of the woods, you're back there along the pasture land and the farmland that we own, and you're running past the bowls, and you know, it just, there aren't many places we go where you're running past livestock and things like that, and you see a bone pile off to the side, you know, that the farm uses and stuff like that, and it just makes it completely unique, you know, and really very special, I think.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You know, going into this year's team, let's talk maybe a little bit about the women's team right now. What are some things you like? What are some things you've seen them grow in this season?
We have a good freshman class that's come in and made an impact, and we have some really good leadership with Savannah Rhodes and Milena Wall. Milena's our #1 runner, and she had her best race of the year just 2 weeks ago in Louisville, so I'm excited to see, you know, what she can do at the Fall Classic. And, you know, we think we're not where we want to be on the women's side. We always want to be in any sport that I've worked with here on the campus, where I was talking about being in the top half of the conference. Right. I don't think we're there right now, you know, but we feel like we're excited because this weekend Marietta, Muskingum, and Heidelberg are all competing. Okay. And those are all teams that we feel like we can run with at the OAC. So we're excited to get a look at all 3 of those teams.
Okay, nice. And then on the men's side, you know, how have they kind of grown this season, and some things? There's obviously been we've had some runners of the week in the OAC and some things like that. So just where's the program out on the men's side? And
yeah, we're excited where the men's team is. We've grown a lot in the last 4 years. I mean, I was looking through some results earlier today. Digging up some information, and I realized, you know, where we finished, you know, 4 or 5 years ago in the OAC, and I was like, wow, we weren't very good, you know, and now we have a good team. I mean, you know, we got 17th out of 42 or 43 teams at the pre-national meet, some of the best teams in the country. 2 weeks ago, we've finished very strong at all the meets we've competed at so far. You know, our goal is we would love to be a top 3, top 4 team in the OAC. You know, that being said, we're in one of the, you know, you hear every coach here say,
absolutely,
man, the OAC is so tough. It's just super tough in cross country. I mean, I feel like John Carroll right now is pushing to be a podium team at nationals, which means they're a top 4 team at nationals. Otterbine's highly ranked. Okay. I mean, it's tough, you know. So for us to be a top 3, 4 team, we have to beat some very, very good teams to pull that off. So, but you know, if you don't set your goals high, you're never going to achieve anything amazing.
No doubt.
That's why we want to do that.
Hey, the last thing I want to kind of wrap up here, and it's unique, which is very different from the sport that you coach and I coach. The sport that I coach is all team, right? There's only one score. Where in cross country, it can be different, right? You can have individual success and you can have team success. The thing that I've really seen over the last couple of years since I've been here, it seems like at least you've done a great job of just fostering a full-on team mindset and team approach. I mean, they're running together across campus, across town as a team. How do you build that in a sport that can be individual, but is also team as well.
That's always been important for us, but frequently we reassess our program every few years. What do we need to change to go to a different level, to make things better? And we kind of felt like 2017, 2018, our culture was broken a little bit. And I've got the best set of coaches I've ever had right now, and with Tristan Durr, Kyle Wolf, Pierce Burnham, Tony Goodrich, the guys that helped me out, just a wonderful bunch of people. And we talked about that being important to us, and they've embraced that. And it's really neat to see, like last track season, how important it is to our distance runners to go down at a big meet and watch our throwers and cheer for them.
Yeah.
And then, they know Simon later in the evenings run this super hot 5K against all these great guys from John Carroll, and boom, there they are in the center of the track, our throwers, cheering him on, and I haven't had a whole lot to do with it. We've talked to the team about how important it is, but honestly, we've kind of given them the reins to run with it, and they've kind of built that environment themselves. But it's something that we're extremely proud of, and we want to keep building that and keep taking it to another level.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you, it's really stood out over these last 3 years of just how much a team, the track team, and obviously the cross-country team has really grown.
We spend a lot of time together. So it's cross-country season, indoor track, outdoor track. So if you don't have a great team culture, I mean, it's not going to be much fun, to be honest with you. So it's really important.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show. I know you guys have some big runs coming up in the next couple of weeks, and wishing you and the team and the individual success this weekend at the JennaStrong tournament, and then also in the next 2 weeks at the conference tournament as well.
Okay, appreciate it. We'd love to have anybody that's interested come down on Friday. The first race is at 4:30, the women's 5K, and then the men follow at 5:15 this Friday. So I'd love to see you out there at the cross country course.
Awesome. We'll see you there.